We back in Magicraft, baby. Hope y'all are doing well today and are ready for a Nightmare 3 run. I realize that some of you may be the first time you're watching Magicraft because this is on a new channel. For those of you that have come over from the other channel, welcome. I'm sorry I had to bring you over here, but a guy's got to do what a guy's got to do. Oh, we're starting off with this, huh? It's high pressure stream. You know what? Why not? We'll try it out for a little while. So yeah, guys, the update. I don't know if those of you have not seen the come over to this channel video that I made on my old channel. Welcome. The update that I'm talking about was on the Magicraft Steam page, the community page, and it is essentially talking about how during 2026 updates will finally be out. Things like infinite mode, a collaboration, more optimization, and of course new spells. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Some quality of life updates they speak of as well. Let's see, Soulbone Crown. I think I'm gonna do Elven Ears because that allows me to move as fast as possible with this. Let's get some hearts here. If you are new to Magicraft in general, this game is basically, it's the Binding of Isaac meets spell crafting with much more colorful and less evil. Well, I mean, it does get kind of evil. I suppose the Abyss and stuff, the later levels and stuff, but it doesn't, you know, Binding of Isaac has a lot of religious lore and stuff like that, and this is kind of just fantasy in general. The lore is not as deep or very well developed. However, I assure you the gameplay is incredible. This water spell is literally killing me, bro. I'm trying to make it work here, but so this class that I'm starting with, you have some different costumes that you can put on, and this class that I'm starting with is called the Melee Mage. And it has a starting relic that's a special ability that allows you to pretty much do a dodge roll or a dash, if you will, with iframes that no other class has. You can press space to sprint, you're invincible while sprinting, and when you hold a wand, you get a free spell cast. So no matter what the cost of the spell is or what combination it is, you get it for free by pressing space. As you can see, if I press space, you'll see my mana go down. I mean, if I just left click my attack button, you'll see my mana go down here. But if I just press space, you'll see the spell cast, but it won't. And these things charge up. Anyway, if you're not familiar with Magicraft, that's the gist of what you're gonna see in today's run. If you are familiar with Magicraft, this is just a no bans run, guys. And what I mean by no bans run is there's a lot of different spells that you can get naturally. It's all about a spell crafting game. What I'm trying to do today is essentially not predetermine what I'm going to try to build in terms of spell combinations, and just kind of take what I get. We're gonna choose a relic here in true roguelike fashion. There's a couple different options. I think I'm gonna take Fortune Earrings to give me more relics. Although silver, actually, you know what? I'm gonna take Silver Compass. Silver Compass is normally a relic, an epic class relic that you can usually only get through a room. If you've ever seen Binding of Isaac, that have those, you basically get a deal with the devil, they call it. These are called blood relic rooms. Essentially, after you fight the boss, if you defeated it without taking any damage, then you get a choice of relics that you can trade for your maximum health. So getting more max health as we go is incredibly valuable. Let's see here. Lasers, black hole. We haven't done a laser run in a while, although it doesn't usually go crazy with this type of setup. I think I will take lasers here, and I don't know. We'll start saving up. So here's a mid boss room, and we have this spider guy that we have to kill. What you will get after a mid-boss... Oh, the sword, by the way, the spell that I'm using, it breaks up projectiles that are coming towards you too, which is really cool. If you level it up, you start being able to reflect those projectiles, and it gets pretty damn good. Let's get all of our meta currency here, and Tricolored Scepter, huh? This is not a bad deal for the sword, I don't think. Yeah, the cooldowns are a little bit better too. So each spell that you get has different properties. They have augments and stuff like that, and range boost is one of these spells that allow you to augment whatever's on the right. So Evil Slayer sword, without this, the range is about like that. And we got a new wand that basically gives you a little bit of a scatter, which means if you're shooting straight, you have about a 3-degree change in the direction of the spell, okay? But spells cast with this wand may undergo random base elemental effects, and there's a few different elemental effects like fire and cold and stuff like that. But as you can see, this range boost increases the range of that spell. So it does that with any spell that you cast it with, but it's very, very evident with the Evil Slayer sword. Anyway, we have some space for more wands that we're gonna do here, and hopefully we get it a little bit better. These slimes take whatever elemental effect that you're trying to put out, so the sword is a little bit weak against them, but essentially what we're trying to do is just kill everything in a room, get the reward, choose the direction that we want to take based on the type of room and what we need for our build to develop further and go further. Okay, so relics as well. I'll try to leave it up on the screen for a little while if you haven't seen it before. So far, I've gotten Elven Ears, which give me the ability to cast spells without a movement speed reduction. So typically, when I was casting this spell, High Pressure Stream, for instance, and I would try to move while casting it, I was slowed. And this allows you to move as much as you want while casting a spell without movement, which is without reduction in movement. This Silver Compass is an epic relic that allows you to have a chest like this one that I just opened, or a statue which allows you to remove curses in every room. Prospector's Gloves. Upon killing an enemy, there's an 8% chance to drop coins, and 3 shield every time you enter a room. So we have our health here, and we also have shield. We also picked up a curse a little while back, and when I get to a statue, I'll show you how to remove that. Curses can be different. There's also a shop. We're a little low on keys, so we're going to go in the shop and use some of those coins that we've been getting. A shop room is basically a little place that you can spend your coins that you've accumulated so far, or that you've started with, and pick some spells. And there's a bunch of different spells to cover, so I'll you know, just if you're more confused about the game from here on out, there's an entire series of Magicraft on my old channel. I'd encourage you to go watch that from the beginning just to get an idea of what's what. It will teach you more than I can ever explain in this video without sounding too redundant, but I will try to cover the spells that I'm getting and why that I'm getting them. So we have Boomerang and Duration here. So if I got Boomerang, I could probably do some interesting stuff with Twine. So Boomerang by itself, pretty straightforward. The sword by itself, pretty straightforward. If I put both of these spells in the wand, they alternate because that's the properties of the wand don't change with that. But if I did something like this, Twine allows me to cast the spell on the right 3 times when casting the spell on the left, causing it to circle around the left spell. So I could do this and make a bunch of spinning boomerangs every time I hit. You can see that it costs a lot of mana, but the great thing about this build, or this character, because of my dash, I could do this 3 times without having to worry about mana consumption. So it's pretty good. This is a shortcut room. It's usually a more difficult room, and you have all 4 rewards. Right now, we're just going to go with getting some relics here, some relic upgrades. And yeah. Oh, I just went straight through the poison, man. Not good, not good. It's okay though. There we go. Relic options +1. So this is going to give me the ability to choose more relics as I go. That was our chest that was granted from Silver Compass, and now we've got a choice to go either relic or spells. I think we're pretty good on spells right now. Let's continue to try to get relics, and we'll do our best to... Oh my gosh, I'm taking stupid damage here. We'll do our best to get further into the run and beat Nightmare. This is the hardest difficulty of the game, but I've also unlocked all the meta upgrades in the camp, which is the place that I started with. These little purple gems, as well as some red gems that you get from the bosses that at the end of the game, and a few other different ones that you get. You accumulate them as you go, and you can spend them. Oh my gosh. Our relic luck is insane, man. I'm definitely going to take Drill here. Drill is another one of these blood relics that you could get, or epic relics that you usually can only get in the blood relic room. They're very rare to get outside of that. +1 slots per wand. So all of your wands increase in the max amount of slots, which is great. If we got another range boost, for instance, we could slap that on here and have it give us some buffs. Have it extend our range, so to speak. Wealth potion is pretty good. We get to use these. These are our consumables, and this will give us 25% of our current coins. So if I consumed it, I would get 125 coins. Pretty darn good. They have some of these challenge rooms or puzzle rooms that you go through and get when you, well, as you going through the runs, and you do get some very, very good rewards from them. They get progressively better. This is a rare spell, Ray of Disintegration. We're not going to use it, but I'll showcase it just for the sake of well-being here. I'm also going to change my spell transparency just so that you can see what's going on, but after a little while, the spell transparency becomes very, very difficult to see through. So right now I'm not using it. Matter of fact, I'll just put it on a I'll put it on just to show you what it looks like when you are casting it, and then I'll also change it out with this just to show you what it looks like when you are using this spell in combination. So it's got a lot of cool stuff that it does. It's not one of my favorite spells, but I've played around with it enough before to make some good combos. And in my Magicraft videos on my other channel, I've done a lot of build arounds. So I'll pick a spell or a combination of spells, and I'll say this is what I'm gonna make the run about, and really focus on just getting spells that enhance that, and just banning a lot of the first a lot of the choices that you could possibly get to ensure that I get more of a variety of spells that aid that specific quest, so to speak. Cereal's like one of those augment spells. It's kind of nice, but it does drain a lot of mana every time it does cast. So I don't know if I want that. I know I don't want Meteor. I think I'm going to go with Arcane Explosion here. And I will get Meteor because it's a rare and I can re-roll it. When taking damage, you're teleported to a random location. That's actually not too bad right now. Not too bad. So there's an anvil room which allows you to make upgrades and re-roll spells. Like I can re-roll any of these spells in hopes to get another spell that helps me out more. And I can also choose to upgrade spells when I have multiples of them, or wild cards that showed it's the same thing pretty much. Got to be careful with these guys because they can suck you in. Ouch. Stupid poison. Magic Vine gives me some extra MP, which is pretty good. I will take it. And then Overscatter, which gives me some cooldown, and this is actually kind of neat too. So if I take all of these and put Overscatter here, my scatter goes up by 60%, which means my sword actually swings a little bit differently. If you'll notice, the arc is like not quite at a horizontal angle, but when I add this to it, it goes much further. It goes almost like behind me, like almost where my ears are pointed to. So it makes my sword arc spin wider. If I were to do this, for instance, sorry, if I were to do this, like you see where I'm shooting here, I'm pretty much hitting very, very close to that. And I have a 20% scatter. If I were to add overscatter to that, look how much further. I'm still clicking on this stone, by the way, but look how much further out my spells can actually tilt. So scatter is pretty good with Evil Slayer's sword. For the rest, not so sure about that. Okay, slows down time for 12 seconds. Not exactly my favorite potion, but we'll take it. Randomly removes a curse. So you have curses that you develop, and every time you get one, you keep it until you remove it. And there's some relics that actually give you more damage based on curses and stuff like that too. But right now, we're just going to donate some of our health in order to get rid of one. And basically, you just give it away, and yeah, that's what happens. Now, I have shield here that it's taken damage of, and I don't want to give away all my shield, especially since we're almost to the boss here. So I will keep this leftover curse, but we just essentially, we want to be able to do damage to the boss without taking much damage, and hopefully get a blood relic option from it, which can give us a lot of power. Oh, that sucked. A lot of power going forward. There we go. All right. Now, we only have that little bit of shield, but we can use the illusion potion. There's also another chest here. Reduce all damage dealt by 10. I am not going to take that curse right before the boss, but I think it's going to still be okay here. And what we will do is I'm going to have Meteor hooked to this sword right here, because I can still cast it a few times without worrying about it. And it does some decent damage. So I will keep it and just swap the wands right after I see what this boss is. Okay, poisonous spider. Okay. He should be... Oh, I almost screwed up there. As you can see, my spell combo that I'm using with my sword's much stronger. You do have to get close to him in order to do that, but I did take a little bit of damage, but because I stepped in the poison, but it was only taking damage to my shield, so I actually got the blood relic room to open. You'll see on the right how it's opened up, and your reward for killing a boss is, ta-da, you get another wand. So the Aqua Flow Staff, pretty good because we have lasers already. That might be good with a little bit of automation. Deed Witness expands the spell radius of all wands by 50%. Plus, it has more slots. Plus, it comes with a range boost spell. We're definitely taking Deed Witness because we're using this combination here, and we're going to move everything downstairs. Now, the cooldown is a little bit different than this one, but as you can see, it is a much bigger range. We don't have the elemental effects anymore, but we can always get spells to augment the elemental effects as well as relics to do it. All right, so this is where the game gets pretty interesting here. So we have 190 max health that we've accumulated, and we have the ability to give some away and trade it for big epic relics. Okay, so this allows you to select an extra spell when you have a spell selection room. This gives you flight, so you can't fall victim to traps or ground venom or stuff like that. And this, when you go to a shop, there's a room that appears in it that allows you to buy potions, which essentially is very good. I can't afford all of them. This is the most expensive, and honestly, I usually get more than enough spells. I do like Scholar's Glasses, but without a discount potion or something like that to augment the cost, I'm gonna choose Merchant's Bauble and Flight. Now I'm gonna be left with 71 max health left, which you might say, dang Z, that's a big reduction. Listen, this is Nightmare 3 difficulty. The game doesn't get any harder than this, so everything that you do has to be a chance. You got to take chances in order to beat it, because the bosses and the difficulty gets much too hard. All right, we have the ability to go to an anvil again. I don't think I am going to do that though. We don't have enough 3-ofs here. what I will do is put Meteor back on this and just do some range damage here to these guys. Okay, they have a little bit of a a little suicide complex, these guys, and you can see that everything is trying to reach me, but I'm just using Meteor remotely so that I can get through this without triggering any of the traps or getting hit and stuff like that. All right, let's get our coins. And for those of you that have watched a ton of Magicraft videos before, I'm sorry I'm explaining everything. I just know that some people that have found this channel organically will be like, what is Magicraft all about? And why is he just assuming that we know everything? So, you know, yes, they can watch, you know, you can watch the videos from the old channel. But I don't want to make you have to do that in order to see you know, what the game's about if you don't want to go and watch a ton of videos. Dazzling Firework Plus. This is an interesting spell. Very, very interesting spell. I don't think it works as well for us as Evil Slayer's Sword, Boomerang, and Twine right now. But essentially what would happen if we did this change instead is we would use our sword, and then at the end of it, 4 boomerangs would come out. We can also do it with stuff like this, and it just gives some different effects, okay? But I do think that it's a better setup with Boomerang right now. And instead of Overscatter, we're going to change this up and we're going to put Overload. Overload is a 50% damage increase, but it costs 120% mana to use. But again, we're using space a lot in order to cast our spells, so we're not really worried about it. If we have enough mana to cast it, we're going to try. And being that we got this this Dazzling Fireworks spell is one of the things that, you know, will make it cost much more mana later on down the line. We can also do Meteor. I'm sorry, we can also do things that give our wands extra mana, like the fact that this would increase our maximum mana and our regen. So there's ways that you can augment that. All right, we got some ghosties here. These rooms, naturally, you can see how much more beneficial flight is than it was on the first map, the forest map. This is probably the trap heaviest. Oh my gosh, what is up with the epic relics today? Dude, the luck that I'm getting is insane. This was the relic that cost 138 max health in that blood relic room that I just got. So next time we go to a spell room, we'll be able to choose multiples. I think I'm gonna get rid of our curse here, and let's go to the next room. So yeah, you see I'm just going over these traps instead of having to worry about them. And you can see how strong this particular combination is. Evil Slayer's Sword is incredible here. Volley can reduce the cost of MP for some of our spells, and you know, I do have 2 lasers already. I think I'm going to take a 3rd laser just so that I can combine them and re-roll them. And then I'm also going to take Volley because Volley can do some good stuff. And because we just got that relic, we actually get to pick another one. And Dragon Breath is another rare that we can re-roll if we want. Dragon Breath's a pretty cool spell. With this particular combination, it's incredible. So I can put flames all over the board, and you can see here how much confusion would happen if I would have spell transparency options, or wouldn't have it. So if I reduce my spell transparency, you can still see what's happening here and see the spell go off too. So pretty good trade-off. Now, I think this combination is much better than the boomerang, so I'm going to keep it for now. And I am going to go into the relic room and see what we can do here. I just did some stupid damage right there. So essentially, we have just upgraded our power level to the max. So, Resilient Physique, really, really, really good relic. I think I'm gonna take Coolant though, because reducing the active relic's cooldown, which is my sprint, is insane. So I basically get to cast free spells more often. It's very, very valuable. Spell power increase. This is a permanent spell power increase, so we're just going to take that potion. All damage 10%. Pretty darn good. 1 key for 2 is a good trade-off. Do we go for the shop here? Shop would allow us to buy a wand upgrade or some spell upgrades too, but I don't think it's really necessary. Like right now, our build is pretty good, so let's just further our progress here. And this is another great thing about Dragon Breath is we can just basically precast it. Ooh, 4-leaf clover is nice, 11% dodge chance. If you get multiples of the same relics too, they level up. Some of relics don't level up, but like if we got another drill, we would get 2 slots per wand, so it would stack even further. It's actually pretty darn good when it comes to that. Being able to swat out all of those things is so good too. All of the projectiles that is coming at us. It doesn't do it for everything, but it does it for some. Let's take Orbit, and nothing else I really want here, so I'll just take Cereal and that. And we're starting to accumulate a lot of spells here. So just out of curiosity, what happens if I put Orbit on this? You saw my sword is basically off the screen. If I were to take Orbit and put it behind the sword does not get affected by it. But it appears that the Orbit does affect Dragon Breath. So Orbit gives us a spell duration increase. So if we took away Orbit, casted the spell, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? If we put Orbit back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really, really impressive duration increase. Much, much better than 1 range boost, I do think. Let's see. This chest is gonna hurt us. Where we're at in terms of boss. We still haven't fought the mini boss. Yeah, I suppose it's still okay. We'll take 1. Duration is something else that we can add to that. So duration gives us plus 2 seconds more if we wanted that to stay on the screen even further. But I don't want to sacrifice my other range boost for it yet. So I'll just hold it for now. But it is nice to have. Let's go to this door on the left and see what we got. Okay, so this is one of those special rooms here, and there's a bunch of different designs, but essentially you have to pick a path. If you pick the wrong path, it will teleport you back to the start. So it's just a war of attrition here, and you have to kind of remember if you don't hit it. That one was down, right? Okay. Oops. I just said it was down and right. There we go. Right, up, top. Nope. Okay. A dodge. They actually do a little bit of damage to you too, which kind of sucks, but let's try down again and down again. Yeah, we made it through. Okay, so our reward is a plus spell. And pops are actually a really good spell. They're a pet. So you can have summon builds too, and when you summon a pop, they just go around. You have a maximum that you can summon here, and they do damage and they spit. I'll show some to you in the next room when we have some enemies. They can also fall down pits too, which is kind of funny sometimes. So yeah, here we go. We summon in pops here. So you can see that they're I mean, by themselves they are pretty strong. Although we really don't need them. Our build is pretty much focused on what we got right now. Now you can always get spells or wands that allow you to auto cast spells, or you know, autonomous spells and stuff like that. And just getting some extra pets are pretty cool here from time to time. There's a lot of spells in this game, so the combinations are pretty much infinite. Let's see. Well, I'll say that they're infinite. They are quite literally ridiculously numerous. But I will say that I have gone through pretty much all the major ones. There is some min-maxing, like I've seen some dudes. This one guy named B. Watson, he does videos for Magicraft on his channel. I think he's on like episode 200 or something like that. And this dude he does billions of damage in some builds. I don't know how his computer keeps up with it. To tell you the truth, I have a pretty decent computer and it can't keep up with the lack of optimization. It's a pretty good setup right here. We're gonna take Mimicry Cube, High Pressure Stream Plus because it's a plus spell and we can re-roll it. And I'm gonna take Autonomous Grimoire. And just like the Pops or the Popcats, Autonomous Grimoire is essentially a pet, but it casts the spell that it has on the right. So we could put Autonomous Grimoire with any sort of spell that we want, like Ray of Disintegration, for instance. And when we go to other rooms, do I need to shop? No. When we go to other rooms, if we cast some of these, you'll see that they're basically casting that Ray of Disintegration. More and interestingly enough, too, if we casted some with our Pop friends, they get the effects of the elemental wands, right? Of the elemental wand that we had it on, the tricolored scepter, and they keep summoning different pops. So right now, we're not gonna really worry about that because we are doing our flame breath build. You can see that they aren't powered up because, you know, they're pretty slow because we haven't given them a whole lot of chance to succeed, right, with spells and stuff. But it's because we're not really focusing on this build. We're not really focusing on a summon run. We've had insane summon runs. There's a bunch of different ones that you can get, but they're really fun, but not this one. Okay, holy water lets us let us remove a free curse. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I think I am, well, I'm not gonna do, I'm actually going to, I'll tell you what, let's just use the invisibility potion that we have and we'll just pick this up. The invisibility potion doesn't last throughout the next room or whatever, but let's see, we only have one choice here. So we'll go through that. Cool. Yeah, very strong for this part of the game. Sometimes you'll get to these new areas and realize that your build is just not prepared. Prospector's Pickaxe is incredible. We tend to accumulate a lot of money over the run, and doing damage increase based on the amount of coins that you have is just super strong. So like right now, if we hover over it, you'll see that based on the amount of coins that we have, it's an 84% chance, 84% damage increase, and it just went up to 85 just from collecting those few coins right there. I am going to trade in my illusion potion for the shield potion, and you know, I'm going to take this chest, which it wasn't worth it. We'll just drink our holy water, pick up our illusion potion again, and we're on our way. Let's see here. We seriously need some max health because we've been avoiding it, not on purpose, but we've went through a lot of rooms so far and haven't got any max health increases. And if we want to prepare for the next blood relic room, we need a bunch of max health, so it's important to get. Let's see here. Yeah, in my opinion, Melee Mage is probably the strongest class there is in just terms of like curbing the difficulty level down. It's very strong. I will say though that the Pharmacist is probably the next to strongest by far, and followed by the Reaper, which can give you triple the amount of venom that you can stack on stuff and do poison builds. So there's a few things that we can do here that are very interesting based on the spells that we've recently got. One is we just picked up this Resonance Rune spell, okay? 25% chance of auto casting when other wands and when using other wands, and 20% chance of not consuming MP when using auto casting. So if we put this on this one, for instance, we have a 25% chance that every time we use another spell from another wand, that this will trigger, okay? So if I just do this a few times, sooner or later, you'll see the beam that comes out, right? So really, really nice, right? Well, when you put Resonance Rune on something like this, then every once in a while it will cast a book, which will cast a pop, and so on and so forth. It turns pretty ridiculous pretty fast. We also got a Mimicry Cube run. Now this Mimicry Cube spell, which allows you to pretty much duplicate anything that you want. So if we put this in front of Resonance Rune, we have two 25% chances to do that, or a 50% chance. And it becomes very, very good. I'll also want to give these grimoires a little bit of mana regen because they already have trouble with mana regen. So by putting Magic Vine here, it's going to fill up 2 slots, which means they're going to get 140% MP regen increase and some magic, some full magic increase. So now when I'm just using my spells, you can see that books are starting to get summoned, and then they summon pops and so on and so forth. So it could be very, very good in that regard. Don't think there's anything that we want to add to this setup particularly, so I will just do that. All right, let's open up the chests. We get another holy water that I'm going to trade for this illusion potion. The game just doesn't want us to keep that illusion potion for some reason. It's okay though. I rarely use it, to tell you the truth. All right, so it's getting to the point to where we're going to have to go and use an anvil pretty soon. Also, I'm very incentivized to just cast spells willy-nilly now because it means I'm going to be dropping more of my grimoires. So I'm gonna overkill a lot now, which is fine. There's no penalty in doing that. Hexagonal die gives me re-rolls when I choose relics. That's very, very good. Is it spells or relics? Hexagonal die. It is relics, yes, okay. Reduce enemy damage taken by 10%. Sounds like a good curse to get. We get some extra money and some shield, and we're just gonna use our remove curse potion there. All right, next, I guess we'll go money so that we can get a damage increase because we already have so many darn spells. Yeah, things are dying pretty fast right now. I'd love to get another coolant relic or 2 levels. That would be really, really incredible. See, we got 3 keys left to take it, and it's important that we save keys because rooms are a lot more valuable than chests. Like these side door rooms, oh ouch, they have a ton of value in them, especially the deeper you go, but you can get plus spells from them and all sorts of other things. See, the plus spells are essentially, in order to make them, you need to have 3 of the same spell and then combine them with an anvil. Relic options go to 2. I will take this. Yeah, so you have to combine them. So for instance, if we had 3 high pressure streams, we can convert it into a high pressure stream plus. If we have 3 high pressure stream plus spells, we could combine it into a plus spell, which is the highest level. And typically the power level goes way up. Sometimes the mana consumption and all of that does too. This is a room that you just pretty much have to decide which paths you're gonna go, and if you take the wrong one, it teleports you back to the first one. So what I usually do is I count out loud 4 1 1 4 1 2 4 1 3, and it helps me focus. 4 1 3 1 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 3 4 1 3 4 1 4 1 3 1 4 1 3 4 2. Yeah, there it is. Automatic navigate. Okay, this is pretty cool too. So navigate allows you to track the target with the spell that gets cast. So if I put it in front of the Ray of Disintegration and I just cast it, nothing happens because I don't have any targets. But if there was a target, it would bend towards that target. We only have one key left, but this chest actually just does damage to us and doesn't take any keys to use. And so we'll grab that, and I'll show you what it looks like in the next room, by the way. Let's go max hearts now. See how it bends? That's basically what navigate does. And it only works like that with the beam spell. With projectile spells, they just go towards that. They'll curve too, but they also home towards your targets. So it's nice when you have auto casting that they just kind of do that. Okay, no curses to be worried about. Here's the boss room. We only have 10 shield here. I mean 34 shield. We should be fine though. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the boss here. So this guy has two phases. He starts off as a cube, and when you break him, when you do his health bar and damage, he will convert to like a devil. And we just make sure that our charges are back, and we're just gonna drop a few spells. And when he spawns in, he's just gonna take a whole bunch of damage. Then he does this laser attack. And he's dead. He was about to spin lasers around the room like a full-blown skating rink, bruh. I don't know when's the last time you went to a skating rink, chat, but I'll tell you what, when you do, tell me how it went, because it hurts your bum when you fall. At least, you know, for my age it does. Asteroid is a new wand. Frozen Touch is a new wand. Both of these are pretty darn good. I do like the cast interval and cooldown much better on this. Plus, it has simultaneous casting. If I cared about MP cost, this would be a good option to consider too, but I'm gonna take Frozen Touch. Both of them are decent values, but I think I'd rather Frozen Touch in general. Now, I will say not necessarily for this particular wand, because we do get a well, actually this works for all wands. Some wands will give you like 50% spell radius on the wand or whatever, but this one works on all wands. So just by owning this wand and having it on us, it doesn't matter what spells are loaded, we get buffs to all our wands. So it does make sense to do this. And now we have a bunch of different options to build around. So Frozen Touch came with Frost Crystal, which gives us an ice effect on our spells. So our Evil Slayer Sword is going to be ice, but in addition to that, Fierce Dragon Breath is going to be ice. So if we press space, you'll see that it's blue. And if I change up the transparency, you'll see how rich the color is. It's pretty. I hope you ain't looking at this in the dark like you're trying to sleep or something like that, because it will flip and blind you. But yeah, it's a good flame, and it freezes enemies. So in addition to the setup that we already have, we can put an extra range boost on here, because now we have different room. So when we hit it, this is a little bit wider, and we can also put this orbit in and get the duration even longer, which is a fantastic deal. So now it's gonna last basically, I don't know, 12 seconds or something like that, which is pretty darn incredible. Now, I will say we can change this to Venom as well to do extra damage over time, but Venom, until you really start stacking it, to me, it's not super worth it. Okay, so really interesting blood relics here. Replica gloves allow you to duplicate spells that are cast. That is extremely valuable. And blood key. After defeating a boss, a scarlet relic room will appear. Basically, if you didn't have any shield and you got hit, you don't get a scarlet relic room. But if you do have this relic, it doesn't matter if you took damage on the boss or not. Honestly, this is depending on your build. If you're always low on health and never have any shield, it's good to take this. I'm gonna take it anyway because it's a very low cost, and it allows us to do something incredible, which is if we get a potion that allows us to reroll a relic, it allows us to reroll the relic, and it doesn't cost that much. The other thing was Merlin's Beard, which essentially doubles the summoning count. So this one, for instance, we have a summon limit of 3. If we had that that Merlin's Beard relic, we would have a summoning limit of 6. Pop limit 5, that would change to 10. So for a summoning run, it would be insane value. But for 80 health on this run, it only serves to hinder my progress. Okay, now let's go to, I think it's worth it going to the anvil now. We have enough money built up to where we can try this out. What I want to do, also in these rooms and the shop, you have the ability to bring out training dummies and kind of test your DPS. So if I go here and drop all 3 of, I just burst down these things as much as I can do, you'll see that the DPS tracks and how strong my hits are and so on and so forth. Right now, it's not the most incredible numbers. Like, you can get into the millions pretty easy in this game, at hundreds of thousands almost by accident, if you fully kit yourself out. But naturally, the pops make a lot of noise when they're when they're showcasing their abilities and stuff. Because we got the Merchant's Bauble, we have the extra room that's available to us. In this particular setup, it allows you to combine 4 different spells to get an advanced spell chosen randomly from the 4 that you put in. But these are a little bit different. So you get to combine spells into one advanced spell with this one, or you get to reforge, transform a spell randomly. And the first thing that we'll do is we'll combine these lasers here, and we get Laser Plus now. And you can see that it shows you exactly what it does in the next level up. So you're not just like, I wonder what this does. It actually gives you the clues. So we're gonna re-roll spells that we know we don't want. High Pressure Stream is one of them. I've never really done a full-fledged High Pressure Stream run, and it's because that if you get too many of these going at one time on the screen, it really lags your game. Yeah, I just don't particularly like it. Now, Rainbow is insane, because it essentially, so what Rainbow does is if we cast it, it creates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 projectiles, okay? And if we were to use something with Twine here, what ends up happening is if we change this out for Rainbow, you'll see that we can't even cast the spell. It costs too much. The MP cost would be 403, and our max mana is 185, so we can't do that. It just doesn't work. So unfortunately, that is not a thing, but you can do some pretty silly stuff with it. Like if we changed it to Boomerang, for instance, it does become affordable, and if we just shot it, you'll see that we get a lot of different spell effects from this. If we changed it to something like lasers, it goes a little bit different naturally. Oh, the lasers are going around me because they're orbited. Never mind. Yeah. So there's a lot of different combinations that you can do. We can change it out to Meteor, and ouch! I took a lot of damage by doing that. Okay, I'm not showcasing you spells anymore. Bottom line is, though, it can be very flippin' strong. And there's so many different things that you can do with this, but right now we're just gonna focus on keeping the combo the same thing, because that's just crazy sauce to think that happened. Also, with this mimicry cube, oh no, actually we get the bonuses from having elemental effects on these guys, so I don't need the longer wand here. All right, well, that took an ugly turn here. Let's reforge some other spells now. Okay, so we will redo. Oh, this is nice. Capacity Stone gives us a damage reduction in final damage, but adds some spell slots to our wand. So if we were to put this here, for instance, boom, we get extra spell slots on our wand. If we would need some extra spell slots on our wand, this would be a good way to do it. So I think I do keep that. Let's trade out that Laser Plus for something. Boundary Stone Time is interesting with certain things. There's nothing that I really want right now, but just to showcase how it works, if I had a spell like Arcane Explosion and I used it, you'll see that it just goes off right here. If I put Boundary Stone Time on it, it changes the spell to the right to a secondary slot, and it automatically gains 13 charge per second. So basically every time this refreshes, the spell goes off, so you can automatically cast it over and over. You can actually slide this in further and augment it. So if I wanted to put like a navigate on it, or a volley to make the spells do differently, or duration, or even if I wanted multiple spells to cast from it. Now it's casting Boomerang and it's casting Arcane Explosion. And everything goes with this. You can make it do whatever you want to do, which is a pretty good deal, to tell you the truth. But right now, I don't need it. That's not to say I don't want it, so I'm going to keep it. I think... See, I know from experience what spells I'd like to keep, because I could get some things that are really, really beneficial later, just to supplement the build that I'm currently going for. So I think right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to re-roll a couple spells that I know I am not gonna use, and one of them is gonna be Arcane Explosion. Hover is nice because it can make my Dragon Breath last longer. I'm not gonna really use Venom. Duration is good. Not gonna really use Scatter either. Range boost is excellent here. I could just add another range boost or combine my range boosts to get an even bigger one, and I do like that. Ray of Disintegration, Boundary Stone Cast I don't want. Area Boost is a great spell. Penetration we don't need. Magic Bullet's one that I can keep, because if you get it upgraded, it does a damage amplification ability. So yeah, game experience will just give you more knowledge on all of these spells. It really, really can come in handy. Another cereal we don't need, but I will take it because if we get a third one, we can re-roll it. And a lot of these spells, like I said, I can't possibly go through all of them, but I can. I just won't. All right, so we're gonna actually move this to the top, because our wands aren't big enough to utilize these properly. And I think what I want to do is I want to start changing. So these area boosts allow you to add a different they allow you to put anything on it. So let's see, if I want to navigate on something, I could put it, instead of putting it on one wand, I could put it into next to an area boost, and now everything gets the navigate effect. And it's only up to the level, so this is a plus spell, so I'm not getting navigate plus on everything. But if area boost was a plus, I'd be getting navigate plus, and so on and so forth. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is put hover on here. Now I have hover plus on the Dragon Breath, and I'm also going to put, well, we can actually put duration on both of these, I think. Yeah, and now I'm going to have the duration increase on my Dragon Breath and my Evil Slayer swords, which work pretty darn good. And for here, what I think I could do is combine the range boost. Now, I will get a reduction, because if I were to put all three range boosts in here, I'd actually get a 90% spell effect increase. So to showcase that, what it looks like is, if I go into the middle of the room and I use it, it pretty much covers these two. Okay? If I take one away, look, you can see how long the spells last too. If I take one of these away, then it won't go as far. You can see it's a little bit further than those, and now it's not quite as far. So not that big of an increase, but if I were to combine all of them, it does save space in my overall setup. So now I can add more stuff to it. For instance, I can put this hover on it, and I can also put this volley, which is going to reduce the cost of my my spells altogether if I have more than 2 spells in. So yeah, it does some pretty good stuff. As a matter of fact, is volley enough for that? No, it's not. It's not quite enough for that, but it's getting there. Instead of hover, I can also do something like this as well, and I can put my duration here, and now I get a little bit of a magic increase on this wand, that wand too. I can actually do this. Oh no, it's only gonna do it for 1. That's fine. But yeah, so you can see it does some pretty interesting stuff. I think I'm going to make my pops and my books frost. Yeah, and I'm gonna do it like that, and that is gonna work out just fine. Okay, anything else that I want to re-roll right now? I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm pretty happy. I guess I could re-roll the Rockin' Ball, because I'm not gonna use that. You know what? I'll showcase Rockin' Ball too, just because you guys won't be able to see it first. It's basically a ball. It takes on the elemental effect, so it leaves poison trails behind. It's a pretty powerful spell. Not something that I'm gonna use, but like I said, plenty more where that came from. And we get another magic bullet, which is great. If we got a third magic bullet, we would be in a very, very good spot, because we could convert that into a third and get a damage boost that we can automate. But right now, we'll just go back to the drawing board here. 251 bucks. I'm not gonna go, well, I do need some keys, so I am gonna go to the shop, and I'm gonna try to just buy some keys here. This does exactly what a third spell of any kind would be. It's like a wild card, so this spell could be used in a fusion for materials at the same level. So essentially, by buying this, now I have a duplicate of any spell that I want. So I could put 2 of these and that one in the anvil and make a third. So it works out pretty darn good here. Don't need another magic vine, and I don't need an energy amplifier wand. Let's see. Actually, before I buy too much stuff here, let me go to this extra room and check on the potions. Sometimes you can get some insane stuff, like for instance, this duplication potion. These are one of the things that I try to save for maximum effect. I'm going to take the spell power potion here and use it. And I don't think there's anything else that I need, although I do have a shield potion. Maybe I do take the shield potion. The reforge is kind of nice too, but yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the illusion potion here and take the shield potion, and I'll be able to utilize that if I take a little bit more damage. All right, so yeah, that's gonna give us access to a lot more money, because what we can do essentially is use the wealth potion to gain 25% of our current coins, but they're gonna fall to the floor. After that, we can use duplication, and in addition to that, we can use it on a room that grants us coins in the first place and get a big boost in money, and that will be very, very nice here. Let's re-roll a couple more times. Fall is also a very interesting spell. Not gonna be real good with what I have going on, but it is interesting. This is very, very interesting multi-shot. I think I'm going to take that, and if it's not too expensive, I'm gonna move it here. So essentially, you can see the 2 swords that came out. I don't have enough mana to cast this twice, but because I have my dash ability, I can do this relatively fast without worrying about mana cost. As long as I can cast it once, I can cast it 4 times, if that makes sense. 4 times in a row. All right, and you know, I'll take the second hover. I will take it. Where are we at in terms of boss? We don't need a shield right now. I would rather take keys. And we'll go with that one more time if possible. Nope, okay. I'll grab the shield anyway. And we'll go to the coin room. Yeah, you can see how broken this can get. Also, I need to change my transparency again because I can't see again. When you start stacking them, man, it's bad. But yeah, look, my flames just stay on the board. But look, you can, I don't know if you can't hear it because of my sound dampening or whatever, but my computer, when I had all of those flames up, the fan just kicked on. Like, it's work in the process, all of that. The devs made some mention that the engine technically needs to be it's not powerful enough to do all the game's processes. So this is a pretty cool one. This is kind of like a plinko board, and wherever the ball falls, you get the reward. So it costs 0 hearts for your first spin, just like a drug. They lure you in for free. But look, there you go. And boom, we got a plus spell just like that. And if we want to spend a little bit more of our hard-earned hearts, we could do that. So we're gonna do it at least 2 more times. There we go. Oh, that actually works out perfect. Okay, this is good too. The locksmith potion, we can just utilize it right now. And now we just doubled our keys, which is great. All right, let's use this one more time and then one more time after that. Okay, we got an Orbit Plus spell. Now we talking. So this Orbit Plus spell, instead of having 2 orbits, we can actually get the same effect. This is spell duration 4, orbit 3. Spell duration 4, orbit 3. And Orbit Plus is spell duration 7, flight speed 5, orbit radius 4. So we can actually just trade one of those out, and now we have a very, very big radius, which may be too big, honestly. It may actually be too big, but the duration is pretty sick. So I don't know. We'll mess with it some. First and foremost, though, let's use this one more time. You might say, like, Z, you're driving your health pretty low. Yes, I know, but we can use our shield potions here, which is going to work out pretty good. Floating Wisp Plus is, I mean, it's an interesting spell. It's not what I want. So basically, when you cast Floating Wisp, you can't really see them right now. They're just little flaming balls of different elemental colors because they're coming out of my tricolor wand, but they split after a little while. This can actually get pretty powerful too. Like if we were just to change this out. Oh no, this is not what I want. We were just to change that. Stop. Stop breathing fire. You can see how terrible the spell is by itself. Look at the balls that go around me, and then they split into more. They multiply. And if we took the orbit away from them, they actually shoot out, but they're affected by orbits. So yeah, it can get to some pretty interesting combinations too. Right now we'll just go with that. All right, so we use one of the shield potions here, which gives us 60 shield, and we use another one which gives us 60 more shield, and now we're sitting at 120 shield, which is pretty good, right? So saving potions, very, very good strategy here. We only have limited slots, so that's true. I'm gonna have to. Oh man, this is it's huge, bro. It's huge. Yep. Yep. We gotta change transparency back. Too much, guys. Too much. I can't see what I'm doing. It is pretty. All right. So, Beast Fang, straight up damage increase. I love it. Heartburn, reduce a spell projectile speed by 20%. This does not affect us that much. And Seed of Greed basically will allow us to get more max HP. It will eat the hearts that we get as we go. Lockpick potion, unlock all chests. That's pretty good. And there we go. All right. I think it's pretty safe to say that we can go to a shortcut room now. So the shortcut rooms are essentially harder versions of regular rooms for that level. Sometimes creatures from the next chapter will appear, and they're significantly harder. Beast Fangs 2 is just good. Echo can be good. Resonance Rune we already have some of, and I'll just take another rainbow. So this Resonance Rune, see how we had Mimic Cube in here? Now we can actually just trade that out for a Resonance Rune. And if we wanted it to happen even more, we could put another Mimicry Cube. But I think it's better if we add something else to it. Like if we take time duration away and add another Overload, the spell cost goes up, but the damage goes up even more. And again, we're not very concerned with spell cost here. So we've got 2 chests, 4 keys. We have an unlock potion, but essentially I like to use this on cursed chests when there's rooms that are full of them. So let's just take our hit here, and our Seed of Greed ate enough spells to give us some max HP. Oh, it ate enough hearts to give us some max HP. And here's the boss, and watch him go. He's gonna die so fast here. Yep, that was very easy. Very, very, very easy indeed. All right, Evil Slayer Sword Plus is unbelievably strong. It's a direct upgrade to the combo that we're using, and I think Duet would go hard too if we could get the right combination, but I think Precise Shot Plus is probably better for us than the other one. And now we have too many spells, ladies and gentlemen, so for this I'm just going to use this Capacity Stone to give us some more room to put things in, or things that I don't want to get rid of, like these magic bullets. And then I'm going to take this Evil Slayer Sword and swap it out for the Evil Slayer Sword Plus. And all of a sudden, we are doing much, much more damage with this. So this is 258. If we put this back, you'll see it is 129. So essentially, we do double damage with the sword. And in addition to that, it reflects missiles. Most enemy missiles, not all. Like the last bosses, it doesn't. But instead of just like breaking the bullets, destroying the bullets, it actually reflects them, which is it's novelty, but at the same time it can be very useful too. Okay, I think we go with Relic here. I'm just going to cast my spells all over the room, that way whatever appears just dies. That's the bonus of having spell duration. Permanently increase. We'll take a chance here. And looks like we lost. Yeah, it was a gamble, but oh my god, dude. So as much as I want to get Beast Fangs here, I want to get Merlin's Hat, because if the spell that we're using gets any stronger, we're going to need max mana, and it's the easiest way to get it. Guardian Sprite gives us some spirits that intercept projectiles as we cast spells. Dusty Treasure randomly upgrades a relic for us. So if we were to come over here, you'll see one of these relics get upgraded, which the one that we just got does. So it's totally random. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Another key and some money. Okay, let's go relics again. And that was only 2 casts per room. Still full on mana. Never used the first bit of mana. It's an insane build, guys. It's an insane build. Now, you might say, well, Z, this is pretty much done. On the contrary, guys, it can get very, very difficult. It can get very, very difficult. I'm going to do Treant Circlet here, because gaining 15 temporary shield, it serves to do one thing. When we enter a room, we get 15 temporary shield. So if we get hit, we take damage. If we take damage and without temporary shield, it takes away from our shield. If we take damage without shield, it takes away from our health. In order to preserve this shield and let it accumulate, temporary shield goes a long way. So I'm going to take it. Reduce all damage dealt by 10%. Don't really want this, but we can get rid of it with statues, so I think it's still worth. Let's go in here, and oh, Rogue Cloak gives us invisibility when not attacking. Normally this is an incredible thing, especially when you have stuff like automatic cast. So if I were to put Boundary Stone on another spell, like this for instance, what would end up happening is it would cast every once in a while. And when it casts every once in a while, like this, oh wait, whoops. when it casts every once in a while, like, oh no, that messed that. Never mind, guys. I'm just gonna show you later. Look, I'll do it right here. When it casts like this, 2 things are happening. My resonance rune is going off because spells are being cast from another wand, and I'm actually casting this spell. Now, if I use Rogue Cloak, grants invisibility if not attacking for 5 seconds. I'm not actually using the attack from my main wand, so I never go visible here. It's an incredible combo, to tell you the truth, but it's not very good with my current setup. It's just not. But yeah, you can see how it would get pretty interesting here if done correctly. There we go. And we still have room in our wand, so I'm just gonna keep it for now. Now, Pandora's box is very good. Knockback is reversed. So when you hit stuff, it comes towards you instead of getting knocked back, which is neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. That curse is irrelevant. Upon entering a room, the first slots of the spells in the inventory will be reforged. I love this because it allows you to do what the anvil room does automatically. So if we wanted to change this floating wisp plus, for instance, the next room that we go into will be it'll like give us a random spell in its place, a random plus spell in its place. Okay, we got one that we really didn't want, so we'll just keep re-rolling those. That's another summon spell. It summons some pillars that stomp the enemies when it gets close to them, and also shields you some projectiles. It's good. It's not what I want, but it's good. We haven't been using a lot of rerolls here, so I think I'm just gonna reroll past this and try to get something good. I'll take Lucky Bunny Ears because that gives me some more spell options. And speaking of spell options, the game has a few Easter eggs. One of them being that this particular type of room, these little tentacles here, some of these pits don't have these, but the ones that do, you could drop a spell next to it and it will eat it, and in turn it will give you a reward for eating it. So it'll take the spell, see, it reaches in and it spits another one out, and there is some incredibly powerful spells, this not being one of them, but remote casting is interesting. Basically, if we put it on our wand and we used it, we could use that spell away from us, which I ain't gonna lie is pretty darn good. I never thought about it in this capacity. It also adds a spell slot, which is incredible. So it doesn't hurt us in the slightest bit to use it, except that the spells aren't centered on us anymore. They're actually centered on wherever we decide to put it. We could make it still center on us by just keeping the mouse next to us, but we don't want that too much. I wonder if navigate actually changes the trajectory of it. Gonna try it in the next room just because it's a very appealing idea. And I'm also going to use this to remove some curses. It did take quite a bit of my shield, but that's okay. And we are going to go into the anvil room so that we can combine our magic bullet spells. So remember we had the prototype that acts as a wild. Basically, in the combine menu, if you go to combine a spell like this, boom, it just takes it as the third. We could have did it with this one too, but now it's used, so we don't have it. And now that we have this interesting setup, because we don't really care about the amount of damage that this is doing, we're using it for the special effect, which is damage received by units hit plus 50% within 4 seconds. So this is going to hit things and give our damage boost of everything that hits it. It's gonna have a debuff on it, okay, and it takes extra 50% damage. It's an incredible setup here. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna put hover, and I'm going to put our boundary stone in here. Oh wait, I need to put this in here instead. Yeah, and we're gonna do hover, and magic bullet, so this is going off all the time. And we also need navigate. I'm not going to use yet because I want to see how it's affected. It doesn't change. Okay, I thought navigate might actually go toward... It might actually make it move, but it does not. That's fine. We're going to put navigate here on the magic bullets, and now, no matter where we're aiming, our magic bullets are going to fly towards the enemies. Now, you can see here these little red R's around them. That means they're taking extra damage. So, watch how the DPS stacks up. I'm just going to get rid of the grimoire and the pop right now. And let's just do this. So we reset all the damage. Actually, let's release all of the damage here. And we're gonna cast the same spell, but one of them is gonna have a little bit. So give or take 100 DPS, not a big deal. What's really gonna be impressive is the amount of damage that it's gonna take in comparison because of the debuff. And you can see here that it's already double. So big difference by having the magic bullets just automatically attack like that. Huge difference. Okay, and I think I'm just gonna put multi-shot back on our Fierce Dragon Breath combo and call it good. Do I want to re-roll anything else here? I do have 2 duet pluses. Holy crap. If I had one more duet plus, then I would have a duet plus, which I can re-roll. Let's re-roll the Evil Slayer sword. Cthulhu is interesting, but not necessary. It's another summon spell. Echo is another double. Let's take... I don't see ourselves ever using this Precise Shot Plus. I just don't. Volley Plus is better than just having Volley. So now we can re-roll that Volley that we have. Range Boost, I don't think I need it anymore. I have so much. Damage boost I'll definitely take, and multi-shot is insane, but I think just putting a damage boost right here is good. So instead of the duration, I'm gonna do that. Now this is gonna have damage boost instead of that duration bonus, which is pretty darn good. And in terms of Magic Vine, I guess this is better with the duration. Yeah, let's do it like that. Alright, and we'll just put these back on our deal here. And yeah, good to go. Alright, anything else that we want to change out? No, I think I'm just gonna re-roll as I go for free here. With my pluses. Okay, umbilical cord, not that great, to be honest. It's okay with summon builds, especially if you have a lot of summons. But it just adds to this build, it just adds a layer of complexity that we don't need. So we're just gonna allow it to reroll. But essentially what happens is you get an umbilical cord that attaches between you and every one of those creatures to the right of the spell, and yeah, it's kind of weird. Don't like any of these. Really don't. I'll take stand and accelerator. And the high pressure stream. I should have probably taken both butterflies, but oh well. Alright. Max HP, 10. You know what? That's not a big deal. Magnifying glass expands the effect radius of all spells and relics. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. That makes our swords and fire breath even bigger. It almost covers the screen now, which is crazy. Pretty much anything that tries to come to me gets annihilated. And I can remote cast. That's pretty good too. Pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Wealth potion? Alright. 2 wealth potion. I should have did this before, but... no, you know what? I'm just gonna throw out the awakening potion right now. I'm just gonna save it for a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Okay, we get Fuse Plus, don't want that. I think I'm gonna save my keys. I don't think I'm gonna use another key here. Actually, you know what? Let's use one more key. Just for a little bit of extra coins, and in this next coin room, we're gonna use both wealth potions and the duplication potion. Because we're getting pretty close to a point to where we're not gonna have to You're not gonna have to worry about money much longer. Okay, I accidentally got some of the coins there, but that's alright. So, I use wealth here. Okay, and I'm gonna use wealth again. Uh-oh. Whoops, I ran out of room. And now I'm gonna use duplication. There we go. And now, all of these coins are mine. And we're gonna get a huge damage boost because of the Prospector's Pickaxe relic that we got. I wish we had some pickup radius increase, but there's no such thing in the game. There's no such thing in the game. It's not a horde survival game. Action roguelite. Alright. And boom. Now our damage increases 218%. So very, very good with that. We'll get rid of this curse, which only affects our temporary shield here. Very, very good deal. Precise shot we don't need. We will go get some keys here, I think. Let's go to potions first. See if we can get anything good. Holy crap, another wealth potion. Don't mind if I do. I'll save it for a little bit because there's no need without using duplication potions. A refresh potion is very, very nice because it allows you to refresh things like blood relics. Crystal potion, permanently increased MP regeneration, we will take. It's a permanent upgrade, it's hard not to. Remove 5 curses, we really don't need that. And, alright, so, we want keys. We want, I like shield here, but I really need keys instead. I don't think there's any particular wands I'm looking for to make this run really hum. Huh. Getting another, like, the pops in the books do some stuff, but essentially, they're about to lose all of their charm. Because the next time we get a big wand, well, essentially, we can make this wand do what this is doing and have another complete set of area boost to make our main combo more powerful. So we definitely get this, and what we do here is we change out this, change this, this, and this, and now we essentially have the same thing, except I'm gonna go one step further and I'm gonna put Frost Crystal here for now. We can always put Hover on this later. And now we're gonna take our area boost spell. And now we can put something on it to make it better. I will take a second volley plus here. Like duration, for instance. We could put duration here. We're gonna have much better success putting other stuff, but for now that's fine. And now we just need to make sure to pick up the spells that we were about to drop. And we only have room for one spell left. We do have 2 hovers, which means if I get this 3rd hover, the next hover that I get, the next anvil room that I get, I can combine into a plus spell, which is probably worth it. So I'm gonna do that. And what are we're gonna re-roll here? Probably Rainbow Plus, because Evil Slayer Sword is staying, bro. I just don't think it's pop. Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, that's silly to do, because this could be really good. We're not gonna use Pop Plus anymore. We know that for sure. So they served their purpose. They did pretty good, but yeah. All right, another key. I will take. Split's pretty interesting, but I don't think it will be very good for our particular build. Duration. We do have 1 duration. 2 durations. Another duration would give us a third. I think I do it. And let's just try to get keys. Yeah, there we go. All right, pretty much maxed out. And now is the boss. Pretty much gonna clobber him. I think we're gonna freaking clobber him. The Indescribable. So he kind of has two phases, which you probably won't see all of them. At a certain point, yeah, he does this. Okay, so he can't take damage right now, and he summons a bunch of other things, and then he can take damage again. But we had so many of our spells stacked that he pretty much instantly died. And yeah, if he would have only had one phase, we'd have pretty much insta-killed him. Alright, and we get big old wands as the reward. Okay, this is a summoning wand, which we don't really need. Boundless is much, much better of a choice, and I will trade it in for the straight sword, which essentially is going to be so much bigger than it was. Let's get this out of here before I kill myself. Adava Kedavra, yeah, is an indiscriminate damage spell that levels up as you kill stuff with, and it's pretty good. I've done some runs with it. It's a fun spell, but you can actually hurt yourself with it, so it's kind of scary. For now, I think we move everything to Frozen Touch here. So let's put all of these down for now, and we're gonna put Frozen Touch stuff here. There we go. All right, and now we can slap some duration onto this too. Tranquil Bloom I don't need. Another Orbit will give me more duration, and a Hover will also give me more duration. Now this wand is considerably bigger. If we were to change this to this, our rainbow. Wait, do I still have my rainbow? Yes. Can I cast it? No. How far am I off? I don't even see that. I don't even see what it would cost. I could take something away like this and make it cheaper, but it's still not enough. Still not enough. I could do this as well. Still not enough. Okay, fair enough. It's just not enough, y'all. It is just not enough. Mimic Cube goes here. Perfect. All right. So yeah, we're gonna need something that gives us more mana than that if we want to pull this spell off, which we probably won't get, but it's possible. All right, and in terms of what we had going before, we need Navigate, we need Magic Bullet, we need Hover, Frost, Hover, and Boundary Stone, and the Boundary Stone we'll just put here instead. Now we just have more room to work with here if we want to augment stuff, which is pretty good. Like, we can make this go faster. Actually, maybe not with that one. So yeah, there's a number of things that we can do here. I think we just swap this back, and I'm gonna start re-rolling this epic spell. You can't re-roll uniques like this one. See how it says unable to craft and reforge? This one does not have that, and there's some really, really strong spells that you can get. Let's go look at what we get from our relic. So this is an incredible item that allows you to pretty much restart the run on whatever chapter you on. So we would start on chapter 3, and it would literally reroll all of the wands, spells, relics, potions, and curses we have. I like to take these, but the run is it's already an hour and 29 minutes, and we're not even finished. So I'm not gonna take it today, but it is a pretty fun run. I've done some reboot key runs before, and they're insane. We just bought a bunch of keys. I feel like I'm crazy for taking this silver key, but I'm gonna take it anyway because it's pretty much infinite keys. Now we don't have to worry about them anymore. And I am going to use, excuse me, I'm just getting some alerts here. We are going to use the refresh potion and try to get better items here. And we did get better items. Soulbone Mantle gets 20 shield, and you actually gain 1 shield point every 3 enemies killed. This relic is insane. This is also pretty interesting, but I don't think we need it. Typically, Hourglass of Time can save you and allow you to get further, but most of the time, if your build is not up to snuff on Nightmare 3, you're dead. It doesn't matter if you res, you're dead. So, very, very few times that it's actually completely relevant. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. Oh, with that being said, we have 18 max health, but hey, we have a bunch of shield, and we're gonna continue to get shield, so not a big deal. Now we go to the Abyss of Antiquity, and this is when the game truly gets hard if your build is not set up for it. Alright, so this is an interesting little deal. This was added in one of the most recent updates, and it's a recycler. And essentially, if you've gotten any upgrades that you don't want, like any relics that you don't want, because some relics do have effects that you may not like. In addition to that, there are you can sell pretty much any spells here. Like let's say we don't want this high pressure stream no more, and we really just want some room in our inventory, and we don't want to worry about re-rolling or anything. We could just sell it. And I think we're gonna do some of that because we still have some excess here that I'm probably not gonna use, like the Boundary Stone stand, couple resonance runes, although we can combine these. The accelerator we're not gonna need, the autonomous grimoire we're not gonna need, so we sell these. And is there another one that I wanted to get rid of? Yes, stand. Yeah, the stand rune. Okay, so we got rid of stand rune, and now we're pretty much good to go. I think all of our relics are fine. I could get rid of the Seed of Greed here, and because we've already gotten it. But I'm gonna leave it be for now. So the magic upgrade that just re-rolled from our epic is a pretty incredible spell, and I'll tell you why. It boosts the first spell on both sides by 1 level without exceeding the level cap. Remember how I was telling you about how Magic Bullet + was strong? This essentially gives us a 50% damage increase, but if we did magic upgrade, we get 100% damage up increase. It's really, really good. It also boosts whatever's on the left side, but even more so, if we put it between Twine and Dragon Breath, we get Twine plus and Dragon Breath plus. So if we take away an orbit here and do this, all of a sudden we go from 389 damage with 3 times casting to 5 times casting, 778 damage. The DPS increase is unreal in this particular scenario. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really good. Other than that, I think we can re-roll Tranquil Bloom a few times here and be pretty happy with it. But all of our relics are pretty straightforward. Remember when I said we can re-roll this relic that we got a long time ago? What was it? The Blood Key. You know, we could get rid of this right now, since we probably won't be able to re-roll it. And let's just see what it would give us in terms of money. It only gives us 28, so probably not worth it. It's probably worth holding on to because the chance of re-rolling it into something better is pretty darn good. All right, here we go. And yeah, normally these rooms are pretty darn hard, but because of our power level right now, I don't think we have to worry much about it. We can get 5 curses for free now, pretty much. I like that. Accumulating shield is great. Stagnant droplet is good, but it doesn't slow down all enemy projectiles. The only thing we have to worry about left in the game is the final bosses, or all of the bosses. And yeah, this just doesn't do enough. I think that I'm gonna do Treant Shoulder Guards too, because it's better. My computer's screaming right now with all the fire, because now we're casting it even more because of Twine Plus, and the duration is just sick too. Okay, Do we need to go to the shop for anything here? I suppose we can for like damage increases and shields. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about these. Discount potion is good. Chaos potion's good too. So since we have the ability to remove 5 curses, we may as well embellish a little bit here. We got 2 curses, and we got a little increase. We got some dodge ability from our 4-leaf clover. I really like petrification potion for some bosses, especially when we have duration like this, so I'm gonna take this. Reset 1 relic. Remember when I was telling you about it? Oh yeah, we got it. So reset the relic, and if we did not have this blood relic that we really didn't care about, we could do something like target the Seed of Greed, which would be a good reroll. But for now, we're gonna reroll this. And we got Merlin's Beard, which that was the really good summoning relic that I told you that we didn't need. Honestly, it didn't change our power level at all. If we'd still be summoning stuff, I suppose it'd be worth it, but it's not. All right, and you know, honestly, I think I'm just gonna take the wealth potion here. I'm not gonna wait for a duplication just to get it. That way I can kind of have my way with these potions and try some different stuff. Oh, a discount potion. I actually wanted a discount potion too. I was gonna buy this one, but interesting that it gave me what was already on the shelf right here. We don't need any of these anymore. Okay, we can go on. So yeah, we don't need keys anymore. So shield is always beneficial, especially now that we have so little max health. Very worth having shield. And ooh, nameless is a great wand. It is a great wand. It doesn't. I don't think we could successfully cast what we want here, but this is nice. This is a magic reservoir, which just gives us more MP. Instead of duration here, we're going to do that. We already have enough duration with all of the orbits and stuff stacked up on here. So we're mainly just looking for damage augments and stuff now. Which Mimic Cube can be a damage augment. And alright, we'll just take this last shield. And with Mimic Cube, we will get rid of... tell you what we're gonna do here. We're gonna swap out this duration for this damage. And we're gonna put the damage here. And we're gonna put the Mimic Cube in front to give us another damage boost. That way our spell is buffed to the gills. There we go. All right. And I suppose that we do want a little bit of max health, but at this point, is it really worth? Not really, I don't think. I think we just keep going for points here. And we just stay away from all the bad stuff. Okay, that's it. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh, magnifying glass. Even more? I don't think that's worth though. Maximum mana would be nice here. Prospector's Pickaxe changes our damage output a lot. So right now we have 224 damage bonus. Now it's 336. Very much worth it. Can get rid of a couple curses here. I'll just get rid of one since we remove it for free here. Everything dies when it appears. It just dies. That's kind of beautiful, huh? Kind of beautiful. Okay, let's get the money. Get the chest. Endless Elixir. I love this item. Basically, every time you use a potion, 30% chance to get another one. It's really good. It's really good. With the pharmacist, it's insane. Oh, we've been saving this. So, This is normally going to be 6 curses that you get, right? If we use the lockpick potion here, they open all for free, and we don't have to get any curses. I saved these particularly for these rooms. We get lightning dash. Wind listening ear is interesting. Discount potion, already had one, but we'll have another one because we have room for it. And yeah, that was pretty darn good. Now, lightning dash is interesting with this whole thing. If we were to use this like this, just out of curiosity, it's kind of neat. We get some lightning. I don't think it's as strong, but we'll have to test it. I will say that the crit is much higher on this. Like the crit rate is 70 on this sucker. So yeah, damage is 1056 plus 40% per second, and this is 185 with. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the Dragon Breath would be better, but it's still worth trying out on a room that we have some training dummies on. And this essentially is covering the whole room here. Covers the whole darn room. Okay, a spell room. Let's go. I think that pretty much covers everything. Pretty much everything. Okay. Range. We'll take split just in case we want to try it at some point. If we get a long wand at the end of the game or whatever. Emergency potion I will take over a discount potion because we only need one. Okay. And do I have any 3-ofs? Indomitability plus. I don't have any 3-ofs. So I don't know if animals are worth it yet. I think we should just go for spells and keep trying to make upgrades here. Nice. Beautiful. Wow. Area boost and overload. Don't mind if I do. And we'll take another indomitability. So what got rerolled here? Troll Serum Plus. Definitely don't need that. Alright. Indomitability. This is what I'm going to do here. I am going to... We don't need both hovers here. I think what I would rather is put a hover here and put this area boost here. There we go. And now we have area boost on a hover. Actually, duration probably better. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna re-roll the troll serum, but we dropped a lot of stuff here. I could re-roll the overload. Oh, I see that we're full here. Let's do this. Let's get rid of the orbit. No, we'll hold the orbit. We will get rid of the range boost. Yeah, because we're still alright on range boost, I think. Yeah, everything is pretty good for that. Okay, let's see what's in the chest. Another potion, unstable red. You know, why not? Even less HP. Gosh. Alright. Don't need to go to the shop. Might as well, I mean, we could get more money. Let's go to the shop because we don't need max hordes. We're actually avoiding it at this point because it's so irrelevant. What we're hoping to get is something to amplify our damage here, which we are. Discount potion. We get a spell power potion. We get a shield potion, which we don't need. Purification. Invincibility is nice. I think I will take that over Petrification is actually pretty good too. But invincibility does have some good things going for it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it over Tears of the Goddess. Matter of fact, I'm going to take this curse away. And I'm going to grab the discount potion again. And I'm going to keep the invincibility potion just in case. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, we could get another chest too. We might as well. Let's get this. We have infinite keys, so... great. What's the curse? Removing it takes 20... That's not bad. If you remove it, you take some damage, but who cares after that? And what did we just get? Cereal? We have 2 cereals already. Any one-offs that we can choose to get rid of? Yes. Indomitability. I will trade it for this hover. Okay. Definitely don't need indomitability. Okay, and we may as well get some extra shield while we're here. Like these. Another prototype would... Prototype would allow me to combine something, but I already have stuff to combine. Oh, I have 4 cereals here. Probably best to just do that. And we'll grab this last shield. You know, if we really did want to test this, this is what we would do. Let's get rid of Slime Crystal. Let's go with Lightning Dash. And let's see something here. So, what I want to do is test Lightning Dash with, instead of Dragon Breath here. So, Lightning Dash. We're looking for total DPS. So, max DPS looks like it's going to be 30-24. Okay, 30-24. And if we change that to Dragon Breath, yeah, Dragon Breath is a lot higher. Like a lot higher. So yeah, decision's pretty much made there. So now all we need to do is focus on getting another Dragon Breath spell, right? That's all we gotta do now, is focus on getting another Dragon Breath spell. This guy's dead. He did. He's dead. Easy peasy. Okay, another Twine Plus is insane too, because now Twine would go to Twine Plus Plus. Also, multi-shot is crazy too. Good lord, yo. This is absurd. Okay, we're gonna leave some stuff behind here. So this Twine Plus goes to Twine Plus Plus, and this is gonna go here like so. I don't need any of these, I don't think. We'll keep Split just in case. We're gonna put Multi-shot Plus here. And yeah, let's swap this out. Shining Star Arrow. What I need here is a rare that I can reroll. So I think I'm gonna start re-rolling this instead of the plus spell. That way we can try to get Pierce Dragon Breath Plus. That would be the best outcome right there. Yeah, let's try that. And just leave a few spells behind. Yeah, the damage that I'm doing right now is probably pretty absurd. The thing about these monsters here, you gotta get close to them because they're like ghost type enemies. Magnifying Glass level 2? Yeah, we'll take. We'll take. Even bigger area of effect. Very nice. Okay, open the chest. Dusty Treasure upgrades. Looks like Prospector's Gloves. Okay, now we go get some more money. So our rare spell upgraded into this, which we can't fit anymore because it requires 2 slots. Kind of rough. It's alright. We're just gonna change it out. Let's get rid of... I guess we're not gonna do hover. Guess we're not gonna do hover here. There we go. And grab the chest. I don't need that. And yeah, we go do some combinations here. Finally in the anvil. Oh gosh. And it turned into a tell you what, let's do some combines here real quick. Let's combine the area boosts. Let's combine the cereals. And that gives us a bunch of room. Now we can do... This area boost plus is gonna get the magic fine increase. And then... Did one drop? Yes. One dropped. The area boost here is going to get this magic reservoir. Perfect. And now I have room to play around here. So the prototype, hear me out. If I get another rare spell, I can either combine this with the prototype to get a rare plus spell and re-roll it into Dragon Breath. Because I don't have another rare spell. Well, I can do it with multi-shot. I suppose that's better than... Yeah, I think I'm gonna swap. I think I'm gonna try to re-roll multi-shot a few times. Okay. And hope I get... Aha! You see, I got Dragon Breath Plus. So now I can combine Dragon Breath Plus with my prototype, and I'll have Dragon Breath Plus. Now, if I add Dragon Breath Plus, it will be Dragon Breath Plus Plus because the magic upgrade. This is essentially the best case scenario. The only thing that can make this spell better is any more augments, or if I would take Evil Slayer Sword and buff it up again. But my swords aren't doing that much damage. It's all coming from my Dragon Breath here, which is pretty insane. So if we were to just casually try to do damage to these, now my DPS is 250,000. I know it's hard to see that, but there you go. It's 250,000 damage, and yeah, we're off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. So the plus spells that we have, let's see, anything else that I can combine? No. I guess we just wait until the next anvil. We're almost done with the run as it is, so it should be fine. Well, you know what I could do? I take that back. I could go here and combine some things. So if I did Rainbow Plus, 2 Duet Pluses, and a Cereal Plus, I would get one of these to be a plus plus spell. And I ended up getting a Duet plus plus, which is an incredible spell, by the way. You can do some absurd things with it. I'm not going to go for it. I am going to re-roll it into a plus plus spell. Maybe I'll get a damage plus plus spell or something like that. That's what I'm hoping for. Range plus plus is nice, but not what I'm after. Hammer plus plus, no. Duration plus plus, no. Really, oh my gosh, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, and we'll just re-roll the Magic Bullet Plus now. Okay, we get another plus plus spell, and we get to re-roll this sucker. The rebound, no, it's not what I want. spending a lot of money here, but trying to get something good. Okay, did not get anything good. Indomitability plus is not going to be what we want, but the good thing is we have a plus spell and we can re-roll it to our heart's content with our relic. Okay, next up is not going to be what we want either. It's a ouch. It's made for passive spell casting. It's that Rune of Resonance that we have. Although a plus is interesting to have, I'm not going to do it. I'll do 2 damage boost and a capacity stone right here. That's a nice increase. Wow. Yeah, that is pretty good. Let's go check out what's in this room. So, I have a history with this room. I hate it. Pretty much. If I were to try and do this, I would want to... Oh my gosh, I got it by accident. And we got a plus spell due to it. Okay, look. Normally, I don't have the patience for that room. Today, I just looked at it for a little while and it just worked. It just worked. I got lucky. Okay, let's go. I mean, we might as well go max hearts here because I don't need shot right there. So, if our build wasn't ready, if our build wasn't up to snuff, we'd be dying so bad right here. Like, these enemies would be very, very hard to kill. I don't know how much HP they have, but it's an absurd amount. And you'd be surprised. Like, it's probably in the millions. Probably in the millions. Titan's Pauldrons? You know, why not? It increases our size a little bit, but gives us some extra HP. Let's go into this room. Ooh, curses. Talisman of Focus. Reduces cooldowns and scatter by up to 60% when stationary. That's pretty good, but we don't need it. None of these are really worth taking the curses on. So I think we're just gonna go for money here. Yeah, the remote casting with this is an interesting take on it too. Normally, you have to get closer to the enemies to make sure that you're hitting them. That's why the range is, you know, getting the area of effect is so darn good, but we can probably do without some of it right now. As a matter of fact, let's take away that and put a damage boost here and see what happens. As a matter of fact, let's do it again. That way we just have even more damage here. And we'll test our damage before we end up going to the final boss and stuff. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it, T. We gonna do it. Alright, I will say that the area of effect is not big enough, just right out the gate. It will be for bosses. It will be for bosses, but for this it is not. So I tell you what, we probably don't need the duration as much either, but I'm gonna take away one Mimic Cube here, and I am going to put the bonus, the range bonus. How's that sound? Cool. Alright. 4-leaf clover is just good dodge. At this point, Electrified Crown is probably the best thing to ensure that we beat the last boss. Also, 33% chance to dodge is insane too. We're gonna do Electrified Crown here. Only because the last boss is meant to be like a challenge and most builds can't beat him. But if you can get the right relics and stuff, like Wind Listening Ear is one of them, Electrified Crown is another, and just having a strong build altogether, you have a much, much better chance of succeeding. Oh, this is interesting. Time duration plus is 6 seconds. This is 7. It's still better to have that, weirdly enough. Yeah, everything just evaporates as soon as it comes on the screen. Grants invisibility, we don't need. We will take the chance, we will take the time to do 4-leaf clover now. 4-leaf clover's very, very worth it. Okay. Invisibility potion, we don't need. All right, it's boss time, and this guy's going to die pretty darn easy. We can do what we said last time, though. We can take our range away, because we're only going to need it in a very small portion of the screen. Oh, damage boost plus. I will take that. We'll start re-rolling volley plus. How about that? That's nice. All right, ready? Love it when a build comes together. Okay, Stellar Drift is really good, but it costs a lot. That's still okay though, because we have a lot of mana, so we can probably get away with it. What I'm gonna do here is take duration away, move this, and put this here, and then change the Tricolor Scepter to Stellar Drift. And then essentially, we have a bunch of room now. The problem with this is it's not as long, but that's only because the remote casting is not in place. So if we moved all of these down, like so, and we put remote casting here, it extends it. I don't know why I didn't just do the remote casting first. Well, it would have thrown everything out the wand anyway, so there we go. And now it's essentially the same thing, except from getting a 90% MP cost with 592 MP to 592 MP with 200% MP cost, but 200% final damage and a crit rate of plus 20%, it is much more valuable. Now you can see how much mana it takes, but again, we're free casting spells, so it's much stronger than it was before. Yeah, gonna be very good. So are we gonna continue to use this, because the area of effect seems okay? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, all the rest of the stuff that we have is bosses, to tell you the truth. Let's go see what our blood relic is, and we'll be done with it. Okay, another reboot key, huh? Holy crap, drill level 2. That just makes our wand bigger. All of our wands bigger. We will take it. That's incredible. Now we don't have to make the choice between having extra range and damage. We could do both, which is incredible. Let's do this range plus. Yeah, now we talking, baby. All right, and am I volley plus? Yeah, I guess so. I guess I am gonna try to get volley plus going. So again, second brain. This is the best relic in the game. At this point, it's not, though, because there's not that many relics left to get, because it's only the boss rush left. But this is incredible. We could have been getting 2 relics every single time we got one. So if we would have got this as our first relic, we would have gotten, except for the chests, every time we went to a relic selection screen, we could have picked 2. It is by far the most powerful item in the game, which explains the cost. We could have got it with a discount potion, and I'm not taking a reboot potion. It doesn't matter. So we don't need the emergency potion here, but other than that, we really don't need the discount potion here either, because we're not taking either of those. I guess we just go next, man. If we had a re-roll, it'd be different, but we don't, so just take what we can. So this is the Ancient Throne, and it's essentially everything that's left is just bad guys, just bosses. Let's see here. We are going to do. I'm just gonna put this here, just to have the extra mana if we needed it for something. Actually, this capacity stone can go here too, and if we just need to drop another spell on here, we can, or whatever. This. I want to add the extra hover to it. And what was right here? Did we have a range boost on here? I don't think we need a range boost on it. I'm gonna take a duration on it though. I'm gonna take a duration. Oh, duration makes it to where I can't cast a spell anymore. Never mind. I'm gonna put this one instead then. I'm gonna put strong traction plus. That way we get a possible crit and it to spread. So right now, crit rate is only 25, but it's there. It's not bad. All right, and yeah, this looks like it's gonna work out pretty darn good. So we could go to Anvil here, but I don't think it's necessary. Let's go to the shop and get some extra shield. Yeah, this is. Look at this. Look at this, man. I want to see what our DPS is right now. You can't really tell, but that was, hold on, 427,574. Yeah, pretty darn good. We'll get 2 shields here, and we will re-roll into anything like damage would be nice. No such luck, huh? Okay. Roll Serum 2, definitely don't need that. Let's go look at the side room. Make sure there's no potions to give us damage. Crit, we'll take it. Duplication potion would have been nice if I would have gotten a wealth potion or something of that nature. Invincibility potion, don't need. I will take the duplication potion over the emergency potion though, because if we happen to get a wealth potion before the run is over, then so be it. Pale Wings is the first boss of Forbid. We're gonna completely destroy him. Yeah. Completely. Granted, this is Nightmare 3, and these things are supposed to be extremely hard, guys. Extremely difficult, okay? But we're basically one-shotting. Oh my goodness. I mean, reduces damage taken by 25%. Drill 3, though. I gotta take Knight's Breastplate. We have enough length. We have enough length here. We really do. All right, we go next. Thunder Beast. Okay, he's in phase 2. He does a little phase attack. And then gotta go through his phases. Summoning Wealth Bell. If you want to see the boss fights, by the way, and what they do, just go to my other videos. You'll see plenty of them. This one would give us extra money. I don't think we do that. I think we just get Electrified Crown 2, because it will help us with the last boss. And the producer, he's called Rafflesia. This one has 2 phases sometimes too. We may not have to worry about it. Couldn't even get through its first attack animation to get to its next phase, which is incredible. That means we're strong. Soulbone Crown, nah. Oh, Prospector's pick 3 mainly means that we're doing extra damage, some more. I mean, we used a lot of our money along the way, so let's go to shop and see if we can get anything good. I will not get shield here, but I am going to see if there are any damage bonuses that we can get. Mimic Cube is 1. Because we won't need range boost much anymore. Let's go ahead and get this. I will use range boost for the second to last boss, I think. Next boss. Oh, let's go look at potions too. If they have a wealth potion, we'll be set up. Oh, another duplication potion. Oh, wait. Oh, this doesn't help me much. It does give me some shield. I suppose... No, if we had Berserk, it would be different, but... Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, this does not do anything for us. if we took the other duplication potion, yeah, if we had a conversion potion here, not a conversion potion, but a potion to give us coins, it would be worth it. Not gonna take it. Was there a reroll potion in here? Oh my god, I was lagging. No, there wasn't. Alright. Alright. Let's go to here. Worm Nest Legion. This is the one that I wanted the area of effect on, because the first part of it, you basically are just killing enemies that spawn until you do enough, until this bar goes down. See how the enemies spawn when they die, the boss, the health bar goes down, and then the big guy spawns. And now we're not going to need to worry about, well, he died immediately anyway, but now we're not going to need to worry about range boost at all, and we're just going to do more damage here. And let's get, we got a duplication potion. This is one of our last chances. We could get colorful cloak here, which is we're going to do, because this gives us elemental effects over our spells, all of our spells, random, and we can get fire, which is the craziest one in the game. So let's go just duplication potion here. This will be our one of our last chances to get extra money, and now our damage is 415% increased. Okay, next, the Apostle, SCP-096. It's not, but it's heavily inspired by that. See how our flames are green and blue and all that stuff? Yeah, it makes a big difference here. So, I don't want any of these, really. So we'll just get them. What's this? Soul Link? Don't need it. Don't need it. And Saber and Buddy. Instantly died. It's crazy. It's crazy. Some extra health. Just what I always wanted. Just what I always wanted. And now we go to the shop for one thing and one thing only, and that is to check potions and just to review our final DPS. So there is a discount potion here, which we don't care about. There's an agility potion for movement speed. I will take that. Lockpick we don't need. We'll try hyperplasia in case we get something good. We got a conversion potion. That does not help me. A refresh potion, which does help me. Make sure that we don't want any of these. Discount, treasure, no. Okay, let's reroll these. Ooh, a sacrificial potion. This is, oh wait, it only works with a lot of HP. I mean, it's not bad, it's extra money, but. Reset a chosen relic. Guess what? Guess what we reset? Oh, you guessed it. Merlin's beard, baby. Where's it at? There it is. And we get War Charm, which also sucks. We just failed, man. We could do another refresh potion to try to get this last potion good. A wealth potion, you know what? That is the best possible outcome. Best possible outcome. Lockpick potion we don't need. All right, we're in very good shape. Thanks to our recent increase in wealth, we're at 535%. That's pretty darn good. I think we're just gonna go ahead and fight the boss here. We get a high pressure stream as our spell, and it changes to boomerang ++, which is not good enough. Let's just go to the boss. Endless Devourer. So this is technically the last boss, the final boss, but there is the producer afterwards, and we even got a sound glitch because we just killed it instantly, I think. Holy crap. Yeah, my sound just is gone. It is completely gone. Actually, it's not. It's not. I wonder if it's just on my side. Weird. It's going from my side. I can't hear it. Oh, there it is. It's back. You guys had it the whole time, I guess. Wow, crazy. crazy. I don't even know what to think about that. So you see all that meta currency I got? It was basically some of these special cores and stuff like that, and they're used for unlocks as you progress throughout the game. We've unlocked everything already, but maybe we'll need them in the future, so I still collect them. And you could use some of these in order to ban specific spells so that you can shape your runs a little bit better. And this is the producer. He's essentially the Doge meme, and he's like, you know, what are you doing? You ask him why you look like a dog. He's like, whatever. And then it's basically a ridiculously powerful boss fight. So we have a petrification potion to use and an invincibility potion to use. And essentially we're just going to try to do as much damage as possible to him. He grows to a ridiculous size, and then we just cast the spells. And then he just takes damage and we endure it. We're just going to allow him to do that a few times. We're going to stack as many of these as possible. And all I'm doing essentially just is pressing space and clicking when I have enough mana to do so. And yeah, look at, did we forget to do DPS check? I did forget to do DPS check, guys. My bad. This ought to give you I was supposed to do it in that last room. We were supposed to check DPS, but this ought to give you an idea at least. Total damage 124 million. Current room damage was 107 million. And total damage altogether is crazy. Now you can see this isn't even a spell that we got. This is a flame elemental spell, and essentially what that does is it makes our flame breath take on a property that does extra damage to bosses and stuff, and extra damage in general. The flame element is actually very powerful. But look, what did I tell you about the crown? All that damage we were taking from just getting hit right there, 8% of our total damage. Crazy, crazy, crazy. At any rate, guys, this was Magicraft. Listen, if you came over from the other channel, thank you very, very much for subscribing over here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give me some dap on that like button. It really helps me with the algorithm, and leave me a comment. That also helps me with the algorithm. Plus, I just love to hear what you got to say. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.